Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Omotoyosi Williams and I am an international student at Teesside University, Middlesbrough, UK. So I moved from Nigeria to the UK February of this year, 2022. And to be honest, I was going to start um this vlog thingy, YouTube thingy to help people because I know a lot of people might be finding it quite difficult to, you know, move down here. I be move up here, whichever one. I don't know, but then to move here, and I know that a lot of people end up spending a lot of money, like paying agents to help them apply to schools and all of that stuff, and at the end of the day they still don't get a visa to come study here. So I have a sort of like a cheat code. A lot of people will probably know this already, but then you can actually apply to the UK by yourself or get an agent to apply for you, and then the agent would not collect any money from you. So now, but before I move on to telling you about how you can get agents that would not collect money from you to apply, let me just give you a short story about myself, and then maybe you'll be able to relate. When I was in Nigeria, I was working. At first, I was working for a procurement company for like a year, and then I moved to another state to start my own business, my own baking business. And then at September 2021, I decided to apply for admission. So I'd been in process of this permanent residency thingy with Canada. So I was trying to get myself ready, take another course so that I can have a diploma and so that my points can increase. I mean, if you're in the Canada struggle, yeah, you'd understand what I'm trying to say. So I started that journey, registered for a French class so that I could take a French exam to add to my points. And then I was planning to write IELTS and all of that stuff. But then it was a lot of struggle because when I started my French lessons, at some point I couldn't balance my business, because I was also freelancing at a radio station at the time, so I couldn't balance the radio, my business, and the French classes. So I had to stop going for my French classes at some point in time. So I was left with the option to, further my studies instead of waiting for Canadian express entry pool, because even as at now they haven't started inviting people to apply for express entry. So now, enough of Canada, let's talk about the UK while you're actually watching my video. So I applied to three schools in September 2021. Yeah. And then I got, was it September? Yeah, I think it was September or August. Okay, sorry. So I think I applied to the schools August and early September, the three schools, because I just didn't want to like apply to a lot of schools. I feel like it was just a lot of stress having to write statement of purpose for many schools. So if you know that you meet the requirements of three schools, so why don't you just apply to just three schools? So I applied to three schools around August and September, and I got my first admission in September. So after gaining my admission, I had to run the tuberculosis test. I'm going to tell you all about it. Run the tuberculosis test, and then I think that was the only test I did at the time. And then next thing, pay my tuition, and then after paying my tuition, I applied for visa. I got my CAS, then I applied for visa and bought my ticket and then came to the UK. So now, I know it's sounding like, oh, how blah blah blah, but then I'm going to explain step by step what you need to do if you want to apply for um a student visa in the UK. So it's actually, I feel like the UK has the easiest and most straightforward way to apply and get your feedback. So first things first. First thing you need to do, obviously, is to have a course. So I know a lot of people want to leave Nigeria, or want to leave Ghana, or want to leave wherever country that you are in, and then, but the truth is, you actually don't want to study. There's no need to hide it. I know some of us, we did not think we were going to do another course, but then as the situation is now, you just don't have a choice. Probably, I mean, you might have a choice, I don't know. But then let's just assume you shan't want to leave your country, and studying is the option for you. So the first thing you have to do is pick a course. Now, one thing I noticed when I was applying was that a lot of people gave agents their application like to apply for them. They paid agents, and then told the agent was the one that wrote their statement of purpose, that wrote their that applied for them, chose schools for them, chose courses for them. So to be honest, yeah, you're just going to put yourself in a very, very terrible situation if you are part of those people that will be giving your agent to do everything for you. Now, when I wanted to apply, I had to think of what course I wanted to do, because you don't want to come here and not enjoy the course that you're doing, or not understand what they are teaching you, because it's going to be you having to do the assessment, or you having to present in class, and if you don't understand, then you might fail. And if you fail, you're not getting any extension on your visa. Okay, I'm sounding harsh, but then that's just the bitter truth. A lot of people don't know that they're setting themselves to fail if they give somebody to help them choose a course. I mean, it's a different case if you're asking people for opinions on what course you should choose. But then if you don't even know, like, I know this is like real life story. I know two people that gave the agent to do whatever they want for them. Their own is that they just wanted to leave the country. And then one person actually was struggling after getting to the UK, because she did not even like the course. She did not understand what was going on. So she had issues with her assessments. She had issues understanding in class. And then eventually she failed the module. The other person had issues with the pre-CAS interview, where the pre-CAS interview, the school will call you and they would ask you why you have chosen this course, why you have chosen this school, why you have made this decision, blah blah blah. She obviously didn't know what she had to say, because she wasn't the one that chose the course, and she doesn't really have anything that she can use to prove that she has probably an interest in the course. There's also another person that was asked at point of entry why they chose the course, and they were just rambling, and they were turned back. So there are a lot of reasons why you should be the one to pick your course, and why you should pick a course that you absolutely love. Or even if you don't love the course, but you know that when somebody is teaching you, you don't understand, or when you read it, you don't understand. And okay, so that's like that on you having a course. You also have to check to know if your course is actually a very viable course here in the UK. That's if you have plans to stay back in the UK and not go back to your country, your own country. So for instance, if you want to pick physiotherapy, for physiotherapy, maybe MSc in physiotherapy, then you could Google physiotherapy in the UK and see what opportunities are there for you. For instance, you could go to job websites such as Indeed, CV Library, Florence, different job websites, and check if physiotherapy jobs are available in the UK, and if they are and if they are like very many, because you don't want to pick a course where the openings are just like 50 in the whole of UK. I mean, you could do that, but then it's just a little, I just feel it's just more, I don't know what the word to use, but then to just be on the safer side, it's better to pick a course that you know that there is the market for it here. So for instance, let's say you're coming to do the very obvious course, nursing. You know that, okay, everybody knows that, oh, there are jobs here for nurses in the UK. And you know that, okay, if you actually put in your best, you actually get a sponsored job at the end of your course. So the best place to check for to know if your course is on the job shortage list, it's called job shortage list. Yeah, you could check it on the gov.uk website, and then you just check to know if your course is it on demand or in demand. On demand. Voila. So I mean, that's that on having a course, or knowing a course, or choosing a course. So number 2, the next thing you have to do is to have a budget. So I know you'll be like, oh, are you not supposed to have a school first before you have a budget? No, the next thing you have to do is have a budget. So if you have a budget of, let's say, £12,000, yeah, then you start to look for schools that are around £12,000, so that you don't just waste your time to look for schools first, and then you have seen schools where, like University of Stirling now, is £23,000, and your budget is £12,000, so it doesn't really align. So the next thing, is that you have to have a budget. I know this thing is sounding like, oh, the obvious truth, but there are a lot of people don't actually have this budget. I've seen a lot of things happen, and that's why I feel the need to talk to people, or to share this experience with people. So I've seen where people apply to like 10 schools, and then out of all the 10 schools, when they gained admission, some people are so lucky they gain admission in all the 10 schools. When they gain admission, they now find out that all the schools they choose are very expensive, or they cannot afford it, or maybe the location of the school, the town is a very expensive place, or blah blah blah. So instead of you stressing yourself to apply to all those 10 schools without having a budget, why not have a budget first? And then it will even cut your stress of you applying to 10 schools. You could just pick schools that are within your budget. Maybe 5 schools are within your budget. Then you know that you're applying to all the 5 schools, and not you stressing yourself and applying to 10 schools at once. So now the next thing you need to do is to make your research on the schools. I know it sounds like, oh, there's plenty of work to do, but then this is where you are going to be for the next 1 year or 2 years. You don't want to make a very silly mistake, or an avoidable mistake. So you need to make your research on the school. And what does this mean? I'm not saying, oh, you need to, if your school is not on the top 10 schools in the UK, then don't apply or something like that. No. Make your research on the school. Know if they have a very good record with international students, so that you don't end up regretting. Because I'll tell you what happened when I was applying. So I made my research on my school, which is Teesside Uni, and then I saw international students rated them like 90% out of 100 for their treatment or something like that, for the way they handle international students. But then when it was time for, when I had applied and I was waiting for my CAS, everything the school exhibited at that particular point in time through the Nigerian office was totally the opposite of what was written on the leaderboard when I checked for the ranking or whatever that is. So you need to really know. I mean, if you ask people about Seaside Uni, yeah, I'm sure you'd hear a lot of bad comments, especially from Nigerian students and even Indian students, where they would complain about how we were treated or how students were treated, where international students were treated when they applied to the school and were waiting for CAS. So it's very important to know, because it was really a very, very stressful moment for a lot of us, a lot of Nigerian students and Indian students, waiting for CAS without any information from the school whatsoever. So I'm just saying, you don't want to be in that position where, because I got my class late. A lot of people got their class late. And this resulted into applying for visa late and resuming school late, if at all that makes sense. So if you don't want to find yourself in that type of position, then the best thing for you to do is to Google. Google is your best friend. Check out the school's ranking when it comes to their treatment of international students. Check out, you can also check out the rank of the school, even though I don't think that really matters for me, depending on what you're looking for. So basically, make your research on the school. Then next thing is make your research on the town. Now, why I said this is, or the town or the city, why I said this is because some of us, we were probably used to the Lagos life, like everywhere, like there's so much space, there's so much, there are lots of places to go to, you know, like there are loads of people, like you don't see the same set of people every day, or you don't see the, like, you can just, I don't know how to explain, but you're used to a very much busier environment, and then you probably would not like to stay in somewhere that is quiet, not quiet per se, but not as busy as where you're coming from. Or probably your case is the opposite, where you want somewhere that is small, somewhere that you don't have to take the bus everywhere, somewhere that you could just walk and then you get to where you're going. So when you make a research on the towns of the or the cities of the schools that you've chosen to apply to, you know if you really want to stay in that particular city or you don't want to. You also know if living expenses in that city is high or not. So this way you can already like plan how much you'll be needing for the entire process. So when I was checking, so the 3 schools I applied to, I checked the towns or the cities, yeah, and then I found out that Middlesbrough was the smallest, sort of. It was smaller and it was cheaper compared to the other places that I checked, and houses were quite affordable compared to the other places that I checked. So it was a win for me, because I mean, that was what I was looking for. That was what I was out looking for. So it made it easy for me to prioritize Teesside Uni as the school I wanted to study in. Anyway, so the next thing that you'd be needing to do right now, after you've chosen a course, you've planned your budget, you've chosen the schools you want to apply to, you've made research on the cities that your schools are in. Next thing is to get your documents ready. Number one most important thing is your international passport. You are not leaving Nigeria or you're not leaving Nigeria or Ghana or Kenya without an international passport. So that's the first thing you need to do. You need to get your international passport. Then the next thing is you need to get your statement of purpose. Or your personal statement. So this statement of purpose is what you use to tell the school that you're applying to why you want their school, or why you're applying to their school, and why you have chosen that particular course that you chose, and why you have chosen to leave your country and to come to the UK. So basically, in personal statements, you have to introduce yourself, introduce what you have been doing all this while, and tell them why you want to leave everything that you've been doing to come here to study. So now this is what then gives you makes them give you an admission offer, a conditional admission offer. Depends, sure. But that's like the first thing. So after that, you need your transcript. Now, if you're in Nigeria and you want to apply for September intake and you don't have your transcript by now, which is, we're in April now, then you know that you have a lot of work to do, especially if you studied in federal uni like me. So when I applied for my transcript, it took me a very, very long time. Honestly, there was so much back and forth. I even had to apply for refund. It was that serious. So if you are in a federal uni or you graduated from a federal uni and you want to apply to study abroad, then you need your transcript. So you need to fight your battles with your school and collect your transcript. So my advice, in case you are not even done with in case you just finished school and you're still planning to travel like next year, collect your transcript now. Do you understand? All right. So after your transcript, what else do you need? You need your original certificate. So that's your original WAEC result and your BA or BSc or BEng or B your bachelor's degree certificate, basically. So you need an original, because you need to submit all these original documents. And then you also need your professional references and your academic references. So your professional reference comes from your office or wherever you're working, and then your academic reference comes from your lecturer or from your school, basically. So you need that. You also need a CV. Now, this CV basically backs up your personal statement. The CV has to be related to what course you're applying for. So you cannot be applying to study data analytics and then your CV is showing chemistry related stuff, or it's showing maybe something else that is not related to the course you're applying for. So when I was applying for my course, I made sure that my work experience was really like streamlined to digital marketing, because I'm currently studying digital marketing. So my CV was streamlined to digital marketing. So that's how you put your CV out. So it's easy to actually write your CV. Just Google UK CV format and then write your CV. Follow the steps of the UK CV format and then write your CV. So basically, that's all you would need. Oh, then finally, you'd also need to do your tuberculosis test. After you've gained your admission, you're sure that, okay, you're in the process. So the next thing is to do your tuberculosis test. It costs about 58,900 as at when I did mine, which was last year, 2021, October. So your tuberculosis test is the next important thing that you have to do. It is compulsory, and so only done in 2 places in Nigeria, in Lagos and in Abuja. So, and you have to book a date before you have to book a date before you go for the test. So yeah, I think that's basically all you need to apply for. Now let me just quickly, the agent that can help you apply and follow up without you paying them any money. So there are a few of them out there that would apply for you. All you have to do is send your documents, basically, and that's it. They will apply for you and follow up for you. So I currently, the agent that did mine for me, I currently have been sharing contact with everybody that is interested. So in case you are interested in getting help from an agent without them charging you any dime for it, then you can always message me on Instagram or maybe comment or something, and then I can give you the contact of the agent, and then they won't collect any money. I'm sure you'll be thinking, oh, why are they not collecting money from you? Because the school is going to pay them if your admission goes through, if you eventually come to the UK. So that's why they don't charge you. The school sorts them out. All right, so that's going to be the end. Now, I know a lot of people are wondering how much I spent in this trip, this whole processing, how much I spent. I'm going to give you a detailed amount of how much I spent, and then also calculate for you how much a couple would spend, or a couple spent, because I have friends who came here with their family. I'm going to give you a detailed explanation of how much I think you'd spend, or how much I spent before coming here and after even getting here, because you're going to do a lot of things when you get here. You're going to pay for accommodation, so you have to plan that as well. So anyway, this is the end of the video of what you need to do to get to the UK. All right, thank you for watching to this point. I'm sure it's a very long video. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button and also subscribe if this actually helped you in any way. Thank you. So my next video, I'm going to explain how much I spent and how much a couple or a family would spend if they have to process to the UK. Thank you so much. Bye.